The Incredible Hulk will not be presented this evening.
The Star Wars Holiday Special. Starring Mark Hamill as Luke Skywalker. Harrison Ford as Han Solo. Carrie Fisher as Princess Leia. With Anthony Daniels as C-3PO. Peter Mayhew as Chewbacca. R2-D2 as R2-D2. And James Earl Jones as the voice of Darth Vader. Introducing Chewbacca's family. His wife, Mala. His father, Itchy. His son, Lumpy. With special guest stars, Beatrice Arthur, Art Carney, Diane Carroll, the Jefferson Starship, Harvey Korman, and an animated Star Wars story on the Star Wars Holiday Special.
Splash, bub. Da 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 da. Bub da 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 da. Da 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 da. Da 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 da. Da 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 da. Boo 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 boo. Da 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 da. Da 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 da. Da 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 da. Hello, welcome to Movie Umpers. My name is Bob Sham.
I am Angela.
The sounds here may be dogs, and this month our theme is called Forced, in which we are discussing for literally the last time in our lives what reason we possibly have to go back and visit these movies ever again. We're watching Star Wars in chronological order, and we finished last Friday the 1977 classic, which is we still consider good.
Oh, yeah.
And what comes after that? Empire Strikes Back? No. It's actually between Empire Strikes Back and Star Wars 77 was the 1978 CBS television special that aired a week before Thanksgiving in 1978 called the Star Wars Holiday Special. Despite it was pretty much panned universally once it came out. I don't think the network ever aired it again. Only was because of, videotape trading, counterculture, weird media gurus over the years are the people that kept this thing alive. But despite its reputation, it was considered canon for a long time, especially since it's the first time you go and visit Kashyyyk. That's like Chewbacca's planet. I think that's correlated with Endor, like a moon or some shit. I don't know. And it's also the first appearance of Boba Fett, even though we saw him as a kid in the prequels, holding his dad's severed head. And the cartoon is probably the most praised part of the special.
The cartoon's great.
Yeah, the style is interesting. It seemed like it was the animation is it has a unique visual look to it. It is kind of enjoyable, but it's definitely a like a 5 to 8 minute cartoon that is definitely geared for small children. But that's when we meet Boba Fett, and when the characters meet Boba Fett, and Boba Fett's trying to help them with a talisman that puts humans to sleep. I don't know. But anyway, turns out Han discovers that Han and Luke and Chewbacca discover that Boba Fett is hired by Darth Vader.
Yeah.
And Chewbacca, who never trusts Boba Fett the whole time, helps to foil Boba Fett's plot. And he runs away. And you could actually, Disney Plus actually has just the cartoon that you can watch on their site, but they do not have the rest of this special. And apparently George Lucas, I think there was some idea that Lucasfilm would be somewhat involved, but there's a lot going on and they just didn't have the time. From what I understand, the only real concept that Lucas gave when they handed this off to a bunch of variety show writers was, it should be centered on the Wookiee family, Chewbacca's family, and the concept of Life Day. And I think George maybe loosely pitched an idea that it's literally just them. So you would have had an hour to 90 minutes of just Wookiees living like the way a lot of people do in their big tree house, but you don't understand a word that they are saying through the whole time. If that's all it was, then I think we would have retroactively looked at it as some kind of weird, underhanded, surreal masterpiece.
Absolutely. We would have been watching it.
Like, we like weird shit ourselves. I think we would have latched on to it so much harder. So they handed it off to, like, this TV production company. We're talking about the Star Wars Holiday Special from 1978. Directed by Steven Bender. Written by Pat Proft, Leonard Rips, Bruce Valanche, Rod Warren, and Mitzi Welsh. Starring Art Carney, B. Arthur, Cocaine, Harvey Korman, Diane Carroll, Jefferson Starship, and Harrison Ford. There's no way this could have been made without Cocaine. And it's just kind of wild that the fandom around Star Wars was just so intense, right? It was just this massive thing. They have the entire original cast.
And props.
Which
they have the Millennium Falcon.
Lucas let them use all that they needed.
Which is insane to me.
I think there's a lot of regret in retrospect, but also in retrospect, people can kind of have a lot more fun with it and laugh more about it now. But it was universally panned by fans and casual viewers alike at the time.
I have a theory that his regret and lack of having his fingers in the holiday special and it being a disaster is what made him so crazy about Star Wars eventually, where he's like, I gotta redo it. I gotta keep redoing it. I gotta keep making it better.
Where there was maybe a little too much control.
Exactly. Too controlling.
Way down the road.
Yeah.
Right, because Empire and Jedi, they're not directed by Lucas. Like, he definitely had was involved and had... Yeah. It was his baby.
It's like his tech and his ideas.
So, yeah, and once we get to the Phantom Menace, like, he doesn't seem like a taskmaster, but yeah, he's way too over-detailed, he's way too in it, and no one's really going to be like, George, that's a awful fucking idea, you know? And a lot of people who are in it, when you're too close to the sun, all you can see is the sun.
Right.
Sometimes it's, you got to know when to pull back, so... but maybe in light of the Star Wars Holiday Special, yes, George Lucas wanted to put a little more. I don't know how the Ewok movies align in there, because I think those are very mixed bag in terms of how they're perceived as well.
I'm very curious to rewatch them, because in my memory, they're actually like good and make sense with the other movies.
Well,
visually at least.
Have you seen these since you were 8 years old? No,
that's why I said I'm excited to rewatch them.
You should just dump out your assumption. Okay. You should just completely throw it out. If you haven't seen a movie since you were 8 years old...
I know, but I have fond memories.
It might as well be that you've never seen it before.
Well, they were part of the Star Wars movies, and I don't recall there being like a big divergence from it. But again, you're right.
When we're 8 years old, we're not slavish over the continuity of it. That's something that teenagers would do when they get a little older. Sure. So when you're sitting here saying, and I think it made perfect sense with the movies. I was
probably still watching it when I was like 12 because my brother was younger than me. So we were probably still watching it.
Did you have it on VHS or something?
Yeah, I think so. We had a way to watch it. Probably definitely taped it off of cable or a video.
I mean, that's also how the Star Wars Holiday Special survived over the years.
My dad had a sweet 2 VCR setup where he would copy all the videos from the video store.
So we're actually discussing 4 trilogies here. Almost 5.
Yeah.
A Star Wars story extended like Solo and Rogue One. But God forbid Solo only made $500 million. So Disney was like, we're not going to put out the fucking Jar Jar Binks movie, and we all suffered for that. But we do have kind of the made-for-TV trilogy with the Star Wars Holiday Special and the 2 Ewok movies.
Yeah.
But yes, you can't make this without drugs, and you can't...
And eyeliner.
And a lot of eyeliner. They had Luke Skywalker looking straight femme in this movie.
He had shorter hair, it was much lighter, and he had on so much eyeliner.
Hello, Mala. Did she? Hiya, Lumpy. Where's Chewbacca? Whoa, wait a minute, one at a time.
And he was tan.
Remember that movie Corvette Summer with him and Annie Potts?
No.
I think that might have been after Star Wars, if I'm not mistaken.
I would like to watch that just for the cringe.
I
loved Annie Potts.
You might get some, but yeah, he made a movie with Annie Potts. I wonder if that was the hair for that.
Maybe.
I can't remember. It's been so long since I saw Corvette Summer.
That would make sense. But,
he
and Harrison Ford.
Out.
He's got so much makeup on. Harrison Ford even has eyeliner on.
I feel like his makeup is you see children in pageants with this makeup on their face. It didn't even seem like they put makeup on him that really was just only for lights in studio. It looked they were just make sure he's really pretty.
In my mind,
he's straight twinking up in here.
I like to imagine that they were all doing bumps in the back, and Carrie was
certainly,
can I put makeup on you? That's my dream scenario. And he's yeah, that'd be cool.
Yeah, they made him up, making him all woke. They made this all woke, putting makeup on him and forcing us to be attracted to Luke Skywalker.
Oh, were you?
We got to do something about this wokeness.
Carrie...
The woke mind virus.
Right. Carrie Fisher looked great and like herself, but she definitely looked like she was... not
high
there.
As shit.
She was high as shit. I noticed at one point her head was always like this.
Yeah, when there's a lot of abuse in the way people are holding their mouth and their...
Yeah, it's so weird.
It's boy. And poor Carrie Fisher, rest in peace.
Yeah.
She documented her own intense drug use.
I know.
There might be... Harrison Ford definitely went on to probably become the most famous of the cast.
Absolutely.
But Carrie, maybe only through her drug use, maybe did that stand in the way of a lot more opportunity down the road.
Yeah, because she was in a few things through the years, and especially once she got clean. And I know she wrote books. I haven't read them. But I am very fascinated by her.
And I don't know if Mark Hamill was in on the coke. Maybe he was. It was the time. But I think he was just, honestly, as an actor... His voiceovers as the Joker is great.
I was gonna say
but as that he does really seem to shine in voiceover stuff. But as an actor, he's not all that. Right?
I don't think I ever saw him in anything else.
Well, he didn't get cast very much. But we also have the kids love Star Wars. You know who else the kids love in 1978? Art Carney, the buddy in The Honeymooners. It did seem like in the 70s, if you peaked in the 50s or 60s, they might throw you some variety show work in the 70s. Oh,
hell yeah. You've been doing variety shows since the 70s.
The variety show format was the TV special format. And a lot of the people that wrote on this, like Bruce Valanche, they all did work for the Donny Osmond show. And so this is a variety show in the sense that you got Harvey Korman doing character bits. You have songs being sung by Princess Leia herself, and also Jefferson Starship. Will you light the sky on fire? Oh, will you light tonight like you did the night before? Fun trivia here. Marty Balin quit the band, the frontman for Jefferson Starship, quit the band about a month before this aired.
Oh, wow.
The band would reunite for nostalgia shows in the 90s. He would come back then.
They were done.
But Marty Balin quits, and then a month later, the last thing he ever did with that band until they reunited in the 90s was this song, this original song for the Star Wars Holiday Special.
That part was fun.
Sure.
The cartoon was fun.
We also get a lot of like holos. We haven't even gotten into the family here, which we will. But
we will.
We get a lot of people performing like circus, tumbling,
that
and
went on
holo
too
stuff.
long. But it's to entertain the children. I mean, it's a children's special, and literally the son is the one watching it and clapping and happy.
And we get a song by Diane Carroll, who I don't know much about, but
it's supposed to be sexy.
Oh, right, because Itchy, Chewbacca's dad, was watching this machine to get horny. This was like porn
It
for
was his.
Wookiees.
Happy Life Day.
I do mean Happy Life Day.
Life
At this
Day
time.
present from Art Carney. He was like, I think you'll like this. It's whoa.
My voice is for you alone. I am found in your eyes only. I exist for you. I am in your mind as you create me. Oh, yes. I can feel my creation. I'm getting your message. Are you getting mine? Oh, we are excited, aren't we?
Yeah, Art Carney, he's a trader, and he, Trader, and he, delivers present. It is Life Day, and it is
He's
a day.
friends with them. Yeah.
I guess it's a day for did Life Day start on Kashyyyk, the Wookiee planet? Is Life Day celebrated throughout the galaxy, or is this concentrated amongst Wookiees in particular?
It is a Wookiee holiday.
It does seem like all these humans trying to get on the gentrification of Life Day. It's like at the end when the whole cast comes in and all the Wookiees are doing the Life Day thing.
Yeah.
It's like when you walk into an Indian restaurant and there are no other white people there and you're like, we got it. We picked the right restaurant.
One thing that bothered me about that part where all the rest of the cast came to Life Day is that then Carrie Fisher sang the Life Day song in English.
We celebrate a day of peace, a day of harmony, a day of joy we all can share together joyously.
Is it a Wookiee translation directly?
Maybe, but I wanted them to join in. Like they could just be like,
yeah, they should have all sang
Yeah,
together.
absolutely.
Or work out where the Wookiee grumbles are
I did that noise
are
because
a
I can't do a Wookiee.
part of the hook or something of the song.
Maybe the chorus.
It just needed a little more. But it
just
was
felt weird.
But it was genuinely bizarre to just watch Carrie Fisher sing this song.
I saw a video of her later in life asked about this, and she truly was like, I don't really remember any of it except the song.
course
And
she
then
does.
she started singing it.
You know she practiced.
Oh yeah, she knows she had to. I mean, for her to get it all perfect while she was that high, she had to know it.
Chewbacca has a family, and his family, and I'm convinced that this is the one day of the year that he actually comes home. Now,
Yeah.
we establish in Solo when Chewbacca frees Wookiees in that area where they need to take the unrefined coaxium, that when he frees a bunch of Wookiees, that we've decided in continuity that he met Mala there, and
That's who he touches heads
and they
with.
went somewhere and fucked during the revolt and conceived.
His son, Lumpy.
And we finally meet Lumpy here. Yeah, he's weird, but Lumpy's also kind of cute,
He's
right?
cute.
And then he's got his grandfather, Itchy.
He's kind of gross.
Itchy, look, he's just old.
I know.
He's got a underbite from hell,
It's insane.
but he's a very caring and loving grandfather who just wants to get off to his Diane Carroll machine.
I will say he is very good to Mala. Mala is his wife.
Mala's like in the intro, you see Mala's eyes. It's very unsettling looking really close at Mala's face.
There is a part where Han Solo and Mala stare deeply into each other's eyes for
There's
a moment.
something going on there. Also, how
Maybe he couldn't get home one life day and Han came in his stead.
Yeah, I think so.
I mean-
maybe it's just Wookiee culture to open these things up.
Maybe.
And then Han Solo kind of connected, and Lumpy's almost like a son to Han.
Lumpy runs and he picks him up.
Picks him
and like,
up.
Sweetheart, it's okay. All right, no. Everything's okay now. Here's your daddy. Boy, is he grown.
spins him around.
I was like, when he picks him up, it was like, there's no way that he's got to be so heavy.
He immediately
And
handed him to
he
Chewbacca.
immediately hands him off to Peter Mayhew dressed as Chewbacca. But the
Okay.
whole story is that Chewbacca
Oh, yeah.
and Han can't get home because the Empire has put a curfew on this planet and throughout the galaxy because of rebel activities.
It's very Big Brother. They come up on the TV and say things.
And we get stormtroopers and officers even like going through their home.
And that all looks good. They're wearing the costumes.
Sure, but they're
not
dubbing a
good.
lot of voices here. It's bizarre as shit. It is just bizarre. I didn't find the experience of watching it repulsive.
No,
like in
that's too strong.
Master of Disguise sort of
Oh,
way.
no.
Early on in the special, there's like a solid 15 minutes where you're just watching Mala just kind of do housework while Lumpy's playing with toys and Itchy's just kind of like interacting with Lumpy. You have no idea what they were saying, but I have to admit, I was just a little, I wouldn't call it overtly engaged because you didn't have to be very intellectually engaged, but there was something weirdly peaceful about just sitting around and watching Wookiees and you're not having to concentrate on what they're doing. And I'm just literally sitting there like, wow, they're just like us, man. They're just like us, man.
When Mala's cooking, she puts on an apron. They don't wear clothes.
Well, they don't. Well, they still don't want fucking bantha steak grease. Like
That's true. So
splashing
she
onto
like
them.
doesn't have clothes, but she has an apron. Okay, you're right. That's fine.
That's when we get a
I
Harvey.
wanted her to have like a headband or something.
We get Harvey Korman bits, and this one he is a he is like a what's that lady who
Like Julia Child.
yes, alien Julia Childs
With forearms.
with a lot of bronzer on, and
Yeah.
and later, and he has 3 characters in this special. The first one is this one, and then his last one is where he plays like a malfunctioning droid.
Yeah,
and-
who's trying to give instructions to Lumpy.
But also, there's in the middle of it all is a B. Arthur bitch. I forget her name, but she runs the Mos Eisley.
She's a crazy
She
name.
runs a specific shift at the Mos Eisley Cantina, and she has a rat tail.
Seemed like she owned it.
Well, I am certainly not going to get rich with customers like you. I thought I taught you to drink faster than that. Well, at least you're steady. Oh, come on now, drink up. There's plenty more where that came from.
And she's being pined for by this Harvey Korman character, who is an alien, who has a hole on the top of his head, and he pours drinks on the top of his head. It's like you asked your grandpa to come up with an alien. Your grandpa's like, "You like aliens? Well, what if you had a fella that drank juice from the top of his head?"
He's still got a mouth.
This is probably the writer's room pitch, right?
Oh, yeah.
Maybe he shits out of his mouth.
Oh,
Because what's the mouth for? I guess talking.
talking.
So,
But maybe he doesn't
have
have,
a butthole.
like
It
a-
comes out of the mouth.
Weird. Why does he need a nose, too?
It's a smell.
Sure.
B. Arthur, she runs the Mos Eisley Cantina. It gets shut down for curfew, and she has this conflict where she has to tell everyone, but they're protesting. And then she's like, "Okay, one more on the house." And then she sings a sentimental song about friendship.
Just one more round, friend, then homeward bound, friend. Don't forget me in your dreams. Just one more song, friend, and then so long, friend. The nights get shorter, it seems. Just one more rhyme, friend. Yes, it's a crime, friend. But you know time, friend. Time can fly. So it's good night, friend. Good night, but not goodbye.
Everyone in the cantina is a scumbag. We know this. We've learned this from the 77 movie.
It's almost like she hypnotizes them.
She does
because they
hypnotize
leave.
them.
Maybe she's using the Force. But by the end of the song, she never gave them that one last round to drink. She just started singing and they started filing out.
And Harvey Korman's alien is trying to he's pining for her, but at the end of the song, she accepts his flower, which means that he's going to hit that. And I imagine she's going to...
I was about to say, do you think that hole is sexy?
She's going to do this with the hole on the top of his head, I think. Fist it. I made a fist emotion for the people listening. Also, one thing I love about this, when Harrison Ford does finally return to the family, after the family does kill a stormtrooper, or he kind of falls.
He falls off the treehouse, but he did.
Han Solo is very affectionate. Like, we talk about how he's holding Lumpy, but he's also, like, hugging Chewbacca, like, so sincerely, like, I love you, buddy.
You're like family to me.
Han Solo has never been this affectionate in anything. That's why he's on drugs. That's why.
I was going to say, maybe he was doing ecstasy.
Maybe he was feeling, I don't know if there was ecstasy back then. I think it was all just cocaine.
Okay.
On the
LSD?
set. They had that. That would make you a little bit more open and... Yeah, but he's just like, I'm convinced that when Han goes into that embrace with Chewbacca and he's holding his head down, that he genuinely is feeling affection for him in that moment. I'm totally convinced of that. And no one could say otherwise. God bless this family. God bless Life Day. At the end, the Wookiees, they all put on their red robes and they hold their sparkle balls and they walk in to this light. It's like they go into another dimension or something, right? I need some religious text around
some magic.
Life Day. I need to know more about how this is connected.
When they held up their glow lights, then the robes just like appeared on them. And you're right, they were in this like long parade of Wookiees all going through this light door. But then they all ended up in a space where, you know, they're all in their robes. And it's Life Day, and like you said, the whole cast shows up, but it's even like R2-D2 and C-3PO. Han and Chewbacca took all day to get here because of this issue with the Empire blocking everything, but everybody else just...
Yeah, they made it work.
Right in. Also, Han, like, left.
Yeah.
But then all of a sudden, he's back.
Yeah.
It was very bizarre.
And we see C-3PO.
But you have to have everybody at the end together.
And that's when we get the Carrie Fisher singing a song. And I wish I could have been there at the end for the Life Day celebration. If I walk into an authentic Wookiee Life Day celebration, I'd be really disappointed to see other white people there. I'd want to be the only white person there. Han, Leia, Luke, everywhere they went, they just bragged about like how they got to go in and see an authentic Life Day celebration on Kashyyyk and how it changed their life and realign their spiritual notions and how they're not the same. It's like when Alanis Morissette and Madonna went to India and then they made these albums about it. It probably touched them the same way it did in Alanis Morissette.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Life Day.
Thank you.
Life Day.
Thank you.
It is indeed true that at times like this, Artu and I wish that we were more than just mechanical beings. And were really alive, so that we could share your feelings with you.
I want a pop star to write a full album as though they went to an authentic Life Day celebration on Kashyyyk amongst Wookiees. Life Day. Let's gentrify Life Day. Let's co-opt it. What do you say?
But we all share with you the hope that this day brings us closer to freedom and to harmony and to peace. No matter how different we appear, we're all the same in our struggle against the powers of evil and darkness. I hope that this day will always be a day of joy in which we can reconfirm our dedication and our courage, and more than anything else, our love for one another. This is the promise of the Tree of Life.
Happy Life Day. It's on the November 17th, 10 days before Thanksgiving. That is Life Day. We don't know how their lunar cycles and rotation seasons are on Kashyyyk, but Life Day is on November 17th. So we'll try to remember to celebrate it.
We can put it on the calendar now.
We'll do a full 8 ball of cocaine.
Oh, God, no.
Is that the right term? We'll just do
that
a couple
is a term,
grams.
But I don't.
Look, we don't party as much, so we'll just get a gram and split it. And then you have to if you want to sing Life Day songs.
Well, then I guess I'm just not participating.
You are going to do it. It means something to me.
Agnostic.
It's special to me.
Oh.
Wouldn't you do it for me? A relationship is about sacrifice, so you need to split a gram of coke with me, and then we can celebrate Life Day in the most authentic way possible.
Well, I do love you.
That's the Star Wars Holiday Special. I didn't hate it. I
didn't hate it either.
It's goofy. It's weird as fuck. It is insanely weird.
So weird.
Unbelievably weird. But I made it. I got through it.
There were, some draggy bits when they were doing the dancing, the acrobatic stuff. The cartoon was great.
Yeah.
I honestly didn't mind any of the songs.
Sure.
The one that Lumpy or Itchy was watching could have been a little sexier, to be honest. But I know it's primetime kids show.
Itchy nutted. Almost said Lumpy nutted. That would have been inappropriate. He's only like 35 years old. No, he's younger than that because he got conceived during Solo.
I think he's like 10.
Yeah. Also, this continuity, we are recanonizing the Star Wars Holiday Special.
Yeah.
Disney is trying to say it's not now. It's recanonized. If you don't like it,
get out of here. Get out of here. Get out of here.
Life Day haters, get the fuck out of here.
We ain't got time for you.
Look, I was curious here. We rated Star Wars Episode 1, The Phantom Menace. I felt like a very generous 5.25.
Oh, yeah, it's very generous.
Can we just skip the back and forth and just say the Star Wars Holiday Special is equivalent to at least The Phantom Menace 5.25? It had its an original song by Jefferson Starship, Marty Balin's last appearance. Have you already decided what your rating is?
I was still deciding. Let's do it.
Okay.
Why not? Why the fuck not? I was gonna go under 2.5, but it's cool. I think this makes sense.
How about an even 5?
5 sounds great.
All right. This is going to rate higher than at least one of the new trilogy.
Oh, yeah.
At least one. So yes, our first in the made-for-TV trilogy. The Star Wars Holiday Special is right in the middle, right in between the story of the Kelly Gang, our first ever film discussion, and the Super Mario Brothers movie. It's pretty much, we're being very generous to it.
It makes sense to be next to Super Mario Brothers, kinda.
Yeah, probably more entertaining. Also on this list, She Hate Me, Maestro, Baps, and Christmas Waltz.
I would watch all of those again before I'd watch Maestro, so I don't know if that's a good score.
We dropped Maestro from our original score, and it could go even lower. But it's the line where he goes, "Did someone leave Snoopy in the vestibule?" I haven't got my Leonard Bernstein voice back. It's been a minute.
Yeah, but that
I was doing that for like 2 straight weeks.
You were that, and we kept telling each other, if Summer doesn't live in you.
Oh, that's the line you do to get back into it. If Summer doesn't live in you, nothing lives in you.
That's it. You got it. Do it again.
And if does someone leave Snoopy in the vestibule? That's what keeps it at a 5. If it wasn't for those dumb lines, it would drop lower. Yeah, I don't know. I kind of gotta. It is where it is, but I do have a soft spot for the Star Wars Holiday Special.
Me
I don't
too.
know why. I don't know why.
No, it's cool.
I think it's great to sit through a Star Wars thing that you shouldn't have to take so seriously.
Yes, and there is
that embraces its weirdness and stupidity.
100. And it's like that little bit of extra fun when you know that there are people who wish we weren't watching it.
Yeah. That's great. Ooh, yeah, it makes it dangerous.
We're being
That's
bad.
why we're recanonizing it. That's why we're recanonizing it. Happy Life Day to you. We'll end the show on a Happy Life Day on this special
Absolutely.
episode. So check the show notes for links to other places to find us. Like and subscribe. We like it when you do that. Leave a comment on the Star Wars Holiday Special. You can find nice quality versions of it on YouTube. This is the one that isn't on Disney Plus. So, and that said,
Happy Life Day.
All of you are an important part of my life, pal. I'm glad I could be here.
Wonder Woman, starring Linda Carter, and Incredible Hulk, starring Bill Bixby, will return at their regular times next Friday evening on most of these stations.